Red Dead Redemption 2 has an absolute plethora of weapons in the game. There are so many weapons that you can customize your loadout to however you want to fit any playstyle that you're going for. However, horses also play a massive role in combat in this game. Depending on their speed, their health, and their spook, horses can really change the outcome of a fight. However, there isn't really a guide for what horses you should use with which loadouts. I've also made some loadouts that pair with the horses, so you can really choose the best loadout that suits you. These different weapon loadouts vary in speed, accuracy, and damage, and they're designed to work well with the horse that they're designated with. Now the first loadout that we're going to be looking at is the Quick Draw. And this loadout comprises of course, double action revolvers, a Lancaster repeater, and a bolt action rifle. Now the double action revolvers, this is the high roller revolver and Micah's revolver. However, you can just use normal double action revolvers. I just chose these ones because they're a lot cooler. Now the double action revolvers are the fastest revolvers in the game. They don't have the best accuracy, but they have really good speed and they're decent in close quarter combat. The Lancaster repeater is for medium range and it's really fast, which is good, and I put the bolt action in there because it can be decently fast when using Deadeye, and also it packs quite a bit of damage, which I thought needed to balance the loadout out. Now the Quick Draw, as you can tell, primarily focuses on speed, and what better horse to pair this with other than the Missouri Foxtrotter. The Missouri Foxtrotter is of course the fastest horse in the game. It's not the most agile and it doesn't have the most health, but it is the fastest horse in the game. And that means it has the fastest top speed and it takes off extremely quick. Now if you're looking for a speedy loadout, this loadout combined with this horse will give you exactly what you're looking for. You can quickly speed up to your enemies that are fleeing with the Missouri Foxtrotter and finish them off with the double actions. And just like that, all the enemies have been dispatched and you are riding away. The next loadout that I'll be showing you is probably the most balanced loadout in the game, and that is the Marshal. The Marshal is a loadout that is designed to be extremely balanced between damage, range, and speed, and I'll show you what it has. The Marshal comprises of 2 Schofield revolvers, a Litchfield repeater, and a pump-action shotgun. The Schofield revolvers are some of the most balanced revolvers in the game between damage, range, and speed, and by far some of the cleanest looking revolvers as well. Many people consider the Litchfield repeater to be the best repeater in the game, as it has a bunch of damage, a ton of range, and a really good fire rate. However, what it does lack in is accuracy. The gun does take a bit longer when you aim down sights to lock in, but however when it does, it will do a bunch of damage. Now to finish it off, we of course have the reliable pump action shotgun. This is probably the best shotgun in the game, and you can tell why I have it in this loadout. It does a crazy ton of damage. This gun is absolutely nuts. It has decent range, decent accuracy, and it will just shred. It just kills people instantly. Now what better horse to use in a balanced loadout like the Marshal than the Turkoman? By far, the Turkoman is the most balanced horse in the game. It has great speed, good agility, and a ton of health. The thing also doesn't spook easily, which is really good for combat and shootouts. Due to your extended range with the Litchfield repeater on the Turkoman, you will feel absolutely unstoppable. The Schofield revolvers just provide such accuracy with decent damage, they really cannot be overlooked in this game. Like I said, combined with the Litchfield repeater, this loadout is so balanced. Just then, my horse did tank a lot of damage and it was still fine. It didn't even buck me off when it was about to die. This shows that this horse is definitely one of the most balanced in the game. Even if your horse does get downed, you can always survive because this loadout is just so balanced. Now the next loadout that I'll be showcasing is of course the Heavy Gunner. The Heavy Gunner is a loadout that definitely focuses primarily on damage. Now this comes at the cost of speed, however accuracy is still pretty good. Range will also suffer because we're going to be using a lot of shotguns. The sidearms for this loadout include the Volcanic Pistol. Literally has it in the name. This pistol does a ton of damage, and while it is a tiny bit slow, it has decent range and it is extremely powerful. Just in case things get a bit too close quarters, we're going to be using the sawed-off shotgun. Now this thing, of course, as you know, is literally just a shotgun as a handgun. This thing packs a ton of damage and instant kills anyone, much like the pump action shotgun does as well. Now for our ranged weapon, we're going to be looking at the Springfield rifle. This rifle probably does the most damage in the game without having to use a scope. The range on it is extremely exceptional and the fire rate is a tiny bit slow, however the accuracy and the damage is extremely powerful. This thing, using express ammo, can literally one-tap every enemy in the game. Now of course we are still using the pump shotgun because this shotgun is just absolutely incredible. Now the horse to be used in this loadout is none other than the Shire. Now the Shire is an extremely large horse that has very good health and really does not spook easily at all. This is definitely the go-to horse for it, however you can use any other work or war horse if you want to as well. The Springfield rifle also just one-taps people. Now if you're in a tight situation, this is when you switch to your sawed-off shotgun. Now your secret weapon will of course be explosives. The Springfield essentially just one-tapped all of those enemies, showing how much damage this thing can do. Even if your horse dies, you can still go a decent way in combat because the loadout does that much damage. Using a shotgun will also allow you to take out their horses, so they're forced to fight on the ground. Now when using the two together, you can create quite a combo.
A few moments later.
Now this next loadout, of course we needed to add a stealth option. So of course this loadout is the Assassin. The Assassin is limited to a bow and arrow, a knife, and throwing knives. Sidearms are not allowed, unless you want to compromise your position. There aren't many 2 stealth horses in the game, if any, so that's why I've chosen to go with the Missouri Foxtrotter again, because this thing is the fastest horse in the game. Considering you won't be able to fight back as well, you need to get out of there as soon as possible, and why not use the fastest horse in the game again. Fighting on horseback using the stealth playstyle will not work as well because you don't have too many ranged weapons and the bow and arrow is not good on horseback. So primarily this horse is focused for getaways.
I don't want any problems, okay? Fine, this isn't working.
Using stealth in this game is extremely satisfying and it's all that more thrilling, especially at night time. The Assassin is an extremely fun playstyle, and playing it in a city like Blackwater or Saint Denis will make it all that more interesting. Climbing on rooftops is definitely one of the more fun things to do in the game, especially if you're trying to do stealth. You can also use your eagle eye to scope out victims or targets that you want to assassinate. With the Assassin you can also kind of act as a vigilante to help people in the night. Or you can double cross. And this is where your horse comes in. And just like that, you can escape from the law with ease. All thanks to the Missouri Foxtrotter, the Assassin's Companion. Now the next and final loadout that I'll be showing you today is none other than the new Century. As you can probably tell from the title, this loadout uses all the new Century weapons such as the semi-automatics. There are 3 semi-automatic pistols in the game, the M1899, the Mauser and the semi-auto pistol. My personal favourite is the M1899 because it's just the most balanced one out of all of them. It has good range, good aim and good damage, while carrying an 8-round mag. It is definitely a really good pistol and by far my favourite gun in the game, which I know is controversial due to historical accuracy. However, it is just that good. The semi-auto shotgun. Now this shotgun, in my opinion, is extremely underrated. It does less damage than the pump action, however it has incredible speed. This thing is just like a machine gun on steroids. Using this in close quarters will definitely give you the upper hand against whoever you're fighting. Now this is just up to personal preference, but I have added the Litchfield in there just because I wanted to add a bit of range and a bit of class into loadout as well. The Litchfield offers good damage, good range and decent accuracy along with pretty quick reload. It's a pretty decent repeater overall, and if you want a bit more of a ranged weapon, this is the one to go for, or the bolt action rifle, up to you. Now the horse that we're using is none other than the Arabian. Now it can be any of the Arabians, I'm just using the Grey Bay Arabian because I think it is the best horse in the game and by far my favourite horse in the game. But you can really use any of the Arabians, it's up to you. The reasoning for this is because I wanted to focus on agility for this loadout. Not only am I using semi-automatic weapons, but the Arabian is by far the most agile horse in the game and it has very good acceleration and takeoff speed. It also has a very good top speed, close to that of the Missouri Foxtrotter, and overall I think this is one of the best horses in the game and definitely my personal favourite. With the agility of the Arabian and the semi-automatic weapons, this loadout is literally built to kill everything that stands in your way. No matter what semi-automatic pistols you're using, old-fashioned revolvers stand no chance. And believe it or not, the Mausers are even quicker. As you can see, the semi-automatic shotgunner definitely does the job, as it still pretty much one-shots people 100% of the time. It just has that added range on it and the added speed, which I think makes it probably the best shotgun in the game. I know I've got a lot of controversial opinions about the weapons in this game, however that is just my personal preference. It still does basically the same amount of damage as the pump, it's just faster and it has faster reload speed. Slug rounds definitely increase the range and the accuracy of any shotgun, and I think using them on the semi is just deadly. Because they still do pretty much the same amount of damage, it's just basically a rifle now with the power of a shotgun. I think that this is definitely the best shotgun in the game, for sure. Especially when using slugs, you can maintain that range. Now it's time to showcase this loadout with the Arabian, which is the most agile horse in the game, combined with the speediest loadout as well. You can just speed up and then do this. Just like that, everyone is dead, and you are still being extremely agile. With its agility coupled with its extremely good speed, this horse will get you away from any scenarios that you don't want to be in, as well as help you fight in combat as well. Okay everyone, that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot believe since I just published my last video we're pretty much at 800 subscribers. That's absolutely crazy, I cannot believe that. We're almost there at 1000 subscribers guys, so please continue supporting the channel. It would be hugely appreciated like it already is. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments and I'll make sure to get them done as soon as possible. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See ya!